Afternoon guys, welcome back to Aston Dave for all of your Villa news and football events that are happening. However, we've got a few things to cover for today, including the result of the weekend, the game against Alexandra, and basically going for what the team, in my opinion, needs to be doing going forward. So first off, let's start off with a big shout out to Steve Games. He put a shout out on his channel from my channel, managed to get a couple more subscribers, a few more comments, which is more than what I'm used to getting, which is a grand amount of none. So big shout out to Steve Games. Go over to his channel. He does a lot of live game streams, Fortnite, Call of Duty. I'm sure he's got a roster of games that are going to be coming up shortly, including the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Whereas I'd just like to clear something up. In the last video I said that video games are boring. Only on a streaming aspect. I can't stream that well. I can't respond to comments. I can't really do much without a headset. So I tend to not do it. And plus I do suck at video games as well. So the only way I am actually quite good at is FIFA, which I'm waiting for the new one to come out, especially with us being in the Premier League now. Should make for an interesting season on the FIFA. However, the result against Everton, cracking result, 2-0 at Villa Park. I couldn't have asked for a better response from the poor sort of game against Bournemouth. I did go for a 2-1 Villa. At one point I thought we were going to get smashed. Everton were all over us like a fat kid in a cupcake. There wasn't really much going for us. We were hitting good on the counter. I think Jota and Wesley are going to have a cracking partnership. I think if they can keep that going and keep the flow going, I think we're going to have a very interesting sort of wing into striker sort of relationship going on. Jack Grealish controlled the play in the middle. He does what he does best, which is sort of picking the pass, making the movements, drawing the defenders to him and drawing the tackles and drawing the fouls. However, in typical Villa fashion, we didn't really get much in the first half, as for some bizarre reason everybody hates Villa on a refereeing aspect, and that goes to you, Martin Atkinson. Hate you with a passion, but I'm sure one day you'll do us good by doing a solid against a penalty when we really need it. Alright, so don't fall for the diving. VAR, I still don't really like it. Haven't changed my opinion on that. However, going back to the team, John McGinn, superb as per usual. The guy is a workhorse. The fact we got him so cheap is beyond belief. The guy now is, well, he's got to be worth at least 50 to 80 million pound, judging by the fact that he is just amazing. Nevertheless, let's not build him up too much, because too much hype on a certain player can cause problems. I mean, look at Paul Pogba, for instance, on TalkSport today. There are other radio stations available, not just TalkSport, but that's what I listen to a lot. I heard a good interview this morning where he kind of wanted everything to be around him, and that's not really happening. He formed a good relationship with Lukaku, but then Lukaku falling out with United, and hence why he's now at Inter Milan and banged in his first goal for them, which he seems really comfortable with. If we can kind of not go down that route where we're forcing Wesley away, I'm sure John McGinn, Jota, Grealish and El Ghazi can sort of chip in as well to help secure that midfield to attacking sort of partnership. I thought Trezeguet had an okay game. It wasn't fantastically superb. I think the guy needs to beef up a bit. I think he needs to get a little bit more sort of defender savvy. I think he needs to realise that he could just like one touch the ball round someone and then go off on a 40-yard run. He's gonna get chopped. Against Everton, I think he did better than what he did against Bournemouth. Neil Taylor, he's so hit and miss, it's beyond belief. But I thought he had a good game. I think he needs to start proving people wrong, but nevertheless, this is Villa. We've got a tendency to be banging one week and absolutely shocking the next, which we have proved so many times over the years, and us Villa fans find it frustrating to the point where we think, I wish I'd have bought a pie instead of that programme. But anyway, going forward, I think another cracking player to look out for is Frédéric Gilbert. absolutely stunning player. I thought he had a brilliant game. I think he has got so much to prove. He's got so much to show. And I think the fact that he has burst onto the scene as good as he has is testament to the fact that Dean Smith knew that he was ready for this game, being such a big game, also early in the season to get that first win. He was making runs down the wing. He was cutting in the blocks, defending. He was on it. I think let's just hope that continues. I hope that's just not a one game wonder. Tyrone Mings and Engels at the back, solid, absolutely solid. Mings is at the end of the game, solid. I think Engels, I think he's going to be a brilliant centre back pairing with Mings. I think Tom Eaton in goal did some sort of good command in the box, held the ball rather than punching it. I think towards the end of the game, I was getting a bit nervy. Walcott missing from about 7 yards out. It's unlike Walcott, to be honest. But I'm pretty glad he put it over the bar. If it was rugby, brilliant. But it's not rugby. But again, Iwobi banging the post. The defence were too busy sort of packing the box out and blocking and defending, doing really well. That one little strike just straight through, bonk off the post. I think that moment for me, I thought as soon as he hit it, I thought that was going in. But we held our own towards the game. We battled like lions. We made sure that we held on to the result. But that was only 1-0 until the 95th minute, when basically a punt upfield, caught onto by Wesley, who we're going to move on to in a second, held the ball up superbly. I mean, he'd had a cracking game as it was. I think he did really well from start to finish. He held the ball up. He got into positions that he wasn't getting into the week before. He was making the forward run a lot earlier. He was giving opportunity for the wingers to find the slot to pass the ball. Especially for his first goal, Jota again. This is where the partnership comes into it. If you watch the replay, he takes a glance up, he watches, sees Wesley, watches the gap unfold, and just puts the ball straight between two defenders, and then ready for Wesley to pick up and slot it past Jordan Pickford, who I think he didn't have a brilliant game, which I'm quite glad of, because we won 2-0, sorry. But I don't think he's England's number one choice. I think we've got England's number one, for real. But again, going back to the second goal, Wesley brilliantly held the ball up. I thought as soon as it got down to him, I thought that was it. He's going to lose it, or he's going to flop on the deck. But he stayed on his feet, used his big man advantage. Good thing that he was bigger than the defenders, really, and turned and just passed the ball. And I thought, it's such a basic pass, but it opened up the opportunity for the run towards the 18-yard box, for I'll begin to pass it. But then El Ghazi zipped in. It was too obvious to go to Grealish. Grealish was yelling for the ball. El Ghazi took it, nuts the defender, then ended up nutting Jordan Pickford, who I thought El Ghazi, I was a bit gutted to see that he come on as a sub. I thought he had a cracking season tail end of the season last year. I've got high hopes for the guy. I think he's fantastic, and for him to come on as a sub, I kind of thought that was a bit iffy for about sort of 10-15 minutes before the end of the game. But then because Trezeguet was having a good game, did you risk taking him off earlier to put El Ghazi on, to him maybe not make that run to get the second goal? At that point, the game was pretty much in the balance. We were on the back foot. But I think we're going to see quite a bit of that this season. I think the days of the counter-attacking football from Martin O'Neill may make a return. Or should I say, long ball, grab it, run, score, which is Martin O'Neill's tactic forever. But I'm kind of hoping that it's not that, and we do start playing creative football, which we have. We've been playing some decent on-the-ground football, pass and move, which now leads me on to the cup game tonight. We are going to see a completely different Villa team go out. We're going to see a team that's, well, going to have a few changes. I personally think he should stick Wesley up front. I think he should keep the confidence build on the go. I think he's got his first goal for Villa. at Villa Park. Okay, we're going to Crewe. They're a good they're a good side, even though they're in the position they are. They're still a good side. I mean, look at we got Ashley Westwood from them. I mean, Powell went to Man United back in the day, and they were sort of not the cream. I'd say they were the most potentially up and coming players of that time for Crewe. I think now they have sort of taken a sort of weathering sort of battering over the last few seasons, but we cannot take this game too lightly. Just because it is Crewe, we cannot just think, do you know what, we're going to get 2, 3, 4-0 win. I reckon it's going to be tough. They're going to put their strongest side out. I reckon Dean Smith's probably going to go out for a sort of, I don't know, fringe players in the middle. Even though we have got Palace away, you don't want to risk injuring your first team players, but I think you should definitely start with Wesley up front. Okay, it's a cup game, sue me for saying it, but we need to keep his confidence on the up. He needs to start banging goals in for Villa. The more he's going to do that, even in a cup game, the more likely it is he's going to do it in the league. But I hope he does really well. I've got a huge sort of aspirations to the guy. I think he's going to do really well. Cup game tonight, I am going to go for a 1-0 Villa win. I'm only going to say 1-0. My friend at work, my friend Steve, reckons it's going to be 3-0 Villa. But that's coming from an Arsenal fan, so we all know that their expectations, everything, are so over the top. That's why they've got to ruin everyone else's day. Because, well, it'll be sod's law now that we'll go and win 3-0 and he'll be like, no, I told you. Well, yeah, brilliant, thanks, mate. Unsubscribe. But, no, I reckon it's going to be a 1-0. It's going to be a tough game. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what you guys think. So, hit a comment below. Put down what score you think is going to be. Put down your comments on what you think about the Villa faithful, what you think about the Villa team. I think the atmosphere on the Friday night was absolutely banging. I mean, an Everton fan did turn around and say, is it like this every week? In which I reply, yes, it is like this every week. Apart from when it's going really, really bad. And then you know about it, like, badly. But I think there's a lot of faith at Villa at the minute. The fans are getting with the team, the fans are getting behind the manager, which is something we haven't really had a lot of for the past few seasons, especially the up and down period under Randy Lerner, the sort of the mugged off period by Martin O'Neill, just 5 days before the start of the season. I'm going to jack my job in. Yeah, brilliant. And then that kind of started the downfall, really. I think after he left, everyone started leaving. We had some cracking players who just wanted to go. And that started the downfall. I think getting into the Championship was quite possibly the best thing that ever happened to us. We managed to unravel the bad work over the last few seasons before that. And then we were able to concentrate on a rebuild. And a rebuild is what we do, and a rebuild is what we need. So this season is still classed for me as a rebuild. I'm not expecting too much. I'm expecting survival, but I'm not expecting anything major. I'm not expecting Europe or Champions League or Premier League. Alright, Leicester did it, but there's always that one season where, you know, shit happens, I guess. But hey ho, I'm still going for a 1-0. As I said before, just drop a comment below. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to the channel. I try and get these videos out at least once a week. If they're a day, maybe a day or two after the game has actually happened. I'm struggling with the camera on my phone at the minute because I keep looking at the screen, which is there, and I should be looking there at the camera, but I don't. So my eyes are all over the gaff, but it doesn't look as if I'm paying any attention to you guys, but I am. So it's just something we're going to get used to. So comment, subscribe, notifications. I try and get these out once a week. Do ask questions, put comments below. What are your opinions? What do you want to see from Dean Smith? What do you want to see from Villa? And if any of you say relegation, I'm going to find you. Yeah, because I know Steve would have put these people up to put all these comments on it. Alright, but other than that, peace, love, up the Villa, shit on the city, Villa till I die. Allez, allez, allez.